This is a quick run through of how to do a citation page for your invasive species project that you're working on in science. So I have the Wilson Library website bookmarked here. This has all the resources that I need in a one-stop shop. You're probably already familiar with this invasive species page, which has all the information in the center that your science teachers have put together, various websites from state departments of natural resource and things, and then also our databases along the left side. This video is going to be about the kind of scavenger hunt that you have to do in order to cite these middle websites. So I have my invasive species citation document, and it's asking for what sources have I used. Set up like a grid. Sometimes you'll do this on a presentation, sometimes you'll do this on a more formal works cited page, but your teachers will usually provide whatever format is required. It's good practice to try and make the full format of the citation be part of your routine when you're doing research in an academic setting, fact-finding even in an academic setting. That way you just get into the habit of citing your sources and protecting yourself against accusations of plagiarism, but also showing your readership where the information came from. Back in the website for the library, we have a citation help tab and a works cited citation guide. This is a Google Doc which has different examples of citations depending on what type of source you're going to cite. We use the MLA citation whenever we're doing a citation at the middle school. And this first one is the most common that you'll use the template for because it's just a website. I have two examples of website citations here: a database, print articles, books, online images, and YouTube videos. This is really simple to just copy and paste because these are all the data points that you'll need. So I'm going to do my Control-C and Control-V and drop it into the required teacher format. Then I'm going to go back into the invasive species, and I'm going to pick one of the websites and begin the process of finding the information. The title of the page is Alien Invaders, and I can see that the title of the website above that. The first thing I'm going to need is the author's first name and last name. Now, websites don't always employ single authors to write things. Usually their names will be up top in a byline. It'll say by Mr. Steer to give credit to the person who created it. But if you look at this page, it's actually a large collection of different things that were probably generated by a group of people. So we might not find an author. So if I pick one of these pages, I'm going to see again if there's an author in this top area, but this is looking more like something that you'd see in an encyclopedia. I'm also going to look down at the bottom. So I could skip the author because there is no author listed. I'm going to go on to the next piece of information that's required. Title of article. Again, this is the title of the website up top where it says Eek. This is the title of the page, The Round Goby. Now, whenever you're pasting things into a document like this, it's going to change the formatting. I'll show you how to make the formatting a lot simpler at the end, so I'm just going to ignore that for now. The next things I need are the name of the website, the publisher, the date and the year that this information was published, and the access date, which is today's date. So take this in this order. Today is the 27th of January, and it's 2022. I remembered the name of the website was Eek. Eek, Environmental Education for Kids. Then I'm going to look for the publisher. Publisher can be tricky sometimes. I talked about how the author is usually found at the top of the article. For the publisher, sometimes it's the same name as the website, but it's always important to look down at the bottom to see if there's a different company that is next to the copyright. This website called Eek is actually published by a group called Field Adventures. So I'm going to put that in the place of the publisher here. I can double click to highlight publisher and do my Control-V to put that in there. Here's the formatting again being really funny. You can see that the words are actually in white, so I'm actually just going to change it for contrast right now. Then I need to see when this page was published, and I didn't notice that at the top either. But when we went down below, you can see that the copyright was updated in 2020. It's acceptable to put just the year if you don't have a regularly updated link at the top. But 2020 is a perfectly acceptable one for this background information on the round goby. And I'm going to drop that into here. And again, there's my funny formatting. I'll show you right now with a click of one button how you can fix all this. This is the clear formatting button. And if I click on that, I get rid of everything. And I'm just going to fix all the funny spacing that I'm seeing here. So we got that. Connect these again. There we go. So now I have my website in italics, and I've got my page, publisher, I've got the date that this information was published, and I've got when I accessed that information. Even in this little scavenger hunt that we just did, you provide pieces of information that make it real easy for your reader to understand where it was you got your information and when that information was published and who was doing the publishing. As always, if you ever need help with any aspect of your research, you're more than welcome to send me, Mr. Steer, an email at lsteer@natickps.org. I'll include it in the description in the video. Sometimes citations can seem very rigid and that people are being sticklers for some of this information. But doing the work up front and practicing this skill, it gets really easy to be able to find all this stuff. It goes really far as a research skill.